whether it's the Afghan crisis, the bombing of Serbia, all the conflicts that America has created around the world, the Gulf War, the Vietnam War, the war in Afghanistan, the Iraq War, the Libya conflict, the war in Syria, the war in Yemen, the Suez crisis, and this so-called coalition to defeat ISIS. And all of this, ladies and gentlemen, I cannot tell you how much of a disservice Western academia, some parts of Western academia, but largely the Western media has done to their own people. And the Republic Network and other networks across the world will work to correct that in the future. However, I come back to the moot point, and I'd like to go across to Patrick Cogiel. Let's go to the core issue, Patrick, and you and I are commonly placed. We are all concerned about the Ukrainian people. We are on the same page there. We want the casualties to stop. But can America do more? Can America do more? Because an aide of Macron just said after a phone call between Macron and Putin that the worst is yet to come. And we are very concerned about the fact that if this does not end quickly, it could have severe damage, much more than we've ever imagined. Yes, please, Patrick. Patrick, can you unmute yourself, please? Can you just press the unmute button, please? I can't hear you clearly. Yes. Thank you.
I'm
not getting your audio, Patrick? Yeah, perfect. Yes, now. Yes, I can. Thank you.
Hello? Yes, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yes, please go ahead.
Absolutely. America can do more, and it is doing more. We just today heard that America is pledging $10 billion for support of Ukraine in humanitarian and other assistance. Also, in regards to neighboring countries which are welcoming refugees fleeing this absurd war. But let me first also, I must reflect on what we have heard today, just a couple of minutes ago, from President Putin. What we have heard was outrageous lies, and I understand that people in India are pretty aware of those lies. Your MFA has just today rejected the claims that Ukrainians were keeping Indians and other foreigners as a hostage. President Putin lied to Prime Minister Modi when he visited Delhi last December, and he kept lying the whole world for the next weeks that he is not going to invade Ukraine. So how can you now believe this man who kept lying all around? So there was nothing true in what he said. And now coming back to America, President Biden made it straightforward that America is not going to get militarily involved in Ukraine. But America will do, and NATO countries, we will do everything possible to help Ukrainians struggling with this catastrophic aggression by Russia. So we are providing, the West is providing Ukrainians with humanitarian assistance, but also military assistance, with financial assistance, and most of all, maybe most crucial, we are trying to give also political and diplomatic assistance to Ukraine, which is facing very brutal campaign and invasion by Russia. And I must say, Arnab, that I agree with you on one point, that this is crazy and stupid war. There is no justification. This is unprovoked aggression by Russia. Enlargement of NATO has nothing to do with what was going on in Ukraine. So this is very clear violation of international law and all the principles that are dear to India also, integral territorial integrity and sovereignty. And if Russia was somehow provoked by the enlargement of NATO, I think countries like Poland are now reassured again that NATO is our guarantee, and it was needed, and it was a very good step that we made in 1999 when we joined NATO, specifically, precisely for what we are seeing now and witnessing now. being next to a neighbor which violates so openly, blatantly international law. NATO is our only guarantee and hope that we will live a normal life.
I don't have much hopes. I don't have much hopes of NATO. Again, you're the expert, not me, because NATO will not act. It's just a defensive alliance. And the European Union said very clearly yesterday that we have to have our own security infrastructure. NATO will not intervene. I'd like to go to Alexander, who's listening on to all this. Essentially, Alexander...
And Ukraine is not part of NATO yet.
No, it's a different thing for Moldova and Georgia to want membership into the European Union. But if this is about NATO, then I'd say, Alexander, then give these countries membership of NATO and let's get on with it. I just want to ask here again, Alexander, my point is, why use the Ukrainians as a proxy?